right. Coach Ryan and Coach
Danielle
are here with another one of our lovely participants in our 12-week Empower Weight Loss and Accountability Coaching Program. Karyn Duckworth is here with us. Karyn, congratulations on all your success so far in a little over 10 weeks into our 12-week program, which is fantastic. Karyn, we would like to tell the viewers a little bit more about you, who you are, what you do, and what you struggled with in the past before you started this program.
Okay. My name's Karyn. I have 4 grown adult kids. Was a stay-at-home mom until my youngest, that are twins, went to college, and then I went to work in town at an eye doctor office. I would classify myself as always being active. I was an athlete my whole life, really into aerobics back in the day.
I can do that so much with the leg warmers and the headband and stuff like that.
I know that I am a person who does better with accountability and being told what to do, if that makes sense. For years, I've gone to the gym on my own, would hop on the elliptical for a half an hour, do a little bit of weights, call it a day. Never ever knew really how to challenge myself alone at the gym, but always enjoyed working out. Growing up, I think the start of things with me is my grandmother used to watch me when I was young. And every Wednesday she would go to a weigh-in at a place called the Slim Shop. And I think that put in my brain at a young age that, oh, we're supposed to be weighing ourselves and watching our food intake. So I think I've always been aware, I guess is the word, of food and the scale.
And in your relationship with it, right? I mean,
yes, exactly. The love hate. I had really big babies, never really lost all of my pregnancy weight, but have tried every diet under the sun. You name it, I've done it, popped it, drank it, cleansed it, everything. The thing I love about boot camp is we get told every day a different thing to do. And I love the accountability of it. I love the competition of it. I do better when the person next to me is pushing me to go further. So all in all, I've never would say that I've been overly heavy. As my mom would say, I've had a lot of insulation.
You got some interesting role models in your life.
Yeah,
for sure.
So that's me.
Okay, and all of that is fantastic. So when you embarked on this 12-week Empower Weight Loss program, tell us a little bit about what your biggest struggle was at that point when it came to getting the weight loss that you wanted to or that you deserved.
I guess the eye-opening thing to me was what my plate should look like. Mm-hmm. Never, because I have a husband who's kind of like a meat guy, doesn't eat a lot of vegetables, doesn't eat a lot of sides. I never really pushed the vegetables. Never really pushed portion size. So that has been eye-opening to me.
And when we talk to so many people about the possibility of getting into this program and what their struggles are when it comes to weight loss, right? I mean, it's amazing how many people aren't doing the simple things that they know they should be doing. Like Karyn, those couple things that you mentioned there aren't things that you've never heard of before, right? And it's crazy sometimes how we can all get convoluted with this program, that program, the newest fad, what this person's doing, what that person's doing, and how crazy and busy our lives are. And then we forget the simple things. You mentioned just focusing on having more veggies on my plate on almost every meal that I have, or my portion size. I mean, this is something that we talk about so often, and it's right in front of us. Like, we know these things and we should be doing them, but the key is, why aren't we doing them? And the foundation of this program is accountability. Karyn, you already mentioned it in terms of the exercise and whatnot. Tell us what your feel is on this program and the accountability that's provided for you on a daily basis and in real time. How has that affected you to create sustainable habits?
The taking pictures of everything that goes in my mouth has
Yeah.
helped. I have looked back on it to see
Good.
different days, what I kind of had, and, you know, when things were good and when I was struggling. But your guys, you know, comments back on what my plate looked like has been helpful.
And do you find that the feedback that we're giving you, you're able to easily apply it either within that meal or your next meal, so you can actually start making those changes, as opposed to, you know, other programs, dietitians, nutritionists, whatever it is, weight loss programs, where, you know, you might not meet with your coaches until every week or every other week or every month. How impactful has that been for you to stay consistent with those changes on a daily basis?
Very helpful. Like, an example I have is, I did, like, a couple of years ago, meet with a nutritionist.
Yep.
And
I remember you saying that. Yeah.
yes, and I broke down everything that I ate. And her only comment to me was, "You're eating great, just add more fiber." And with you guys, it's more than just that. It's the breakdown at every meal of, you know, what it could look better.
Right. And it's always personalized. So for, you know, as you know, there may be certain days where, like, we're just like, yeah, keep up the great work on that meal. Like, that meal looks great.
Yeah.
And then there's been other times when, you know, we've coached you on certain meals where we say, hey, you know, we can improve upon this, or what do you feel you can do to improve your quality source of energy right here for this? Another aspect that I know has been huge for you, and you can talk a little bit more about this in terms of business dinners and stuff along those lines, and how that was a big concern for you going into this program.
Stressor in the past.
Yeah. And how am I going to navigate through this when we do go out to eat? We do like to have drinks and things along those lines. And from the beginning, we've never told you or anybody on this program, like, that's not going to happen. You're going to do that. We want you to enjoy those times. We just want to make the best choices possible a majority of the time, to stay consistent so that it doesn't derail us. So tell us a little bit about that. I know
have you felt less stressed going into those situations at this point?
I'm definitely less anxious about it. Yes.
Okay, good. And do you feel it's been any sort of overhaul to you, to where it's a detriment to going and what you were doing or planning to do when you do that?
No, not at all.
Awesome.
I go into it now not afraid to ask the server for certain things.
Yes.
Right.
It's so empowering. So empowering.
Where before I was, you know, uncomfortable doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's a great point to keep in mind, that, you know, whenever you go, and I remember we said this to you and to others, you know, within your first weekend, of like, hey, you know, I'm going out. What do you guys think of this place? Can you look at the menu? Can you provide real time? We would definitely do that. We plan ahead. But we're just noting that, you know, when you go out to eat, they're at the mercy of you. Just because it's not on the menu doesn't mean you can't get it, or you can't tweak and adjust, or take something from one meal and add it to another to get you what you need, so that you are not completely lost, or you feel like you don't have these choices. So many people end up doing that when they go out. And believe it or not, there's so many more options for those people at that point. And that's the key, you want to enjoy your life, right, Karyn? Like, these are things that are business related, but at the same time, it's social. It's how you guys navigate through business. And that plays a huge role into your enjoyment in life. And it shouldn't be a case where you can't enjoy your life and have things deemed, quote unquote, not overly healthy for us. You know, and we talk about 80-20 and things along those lines in the program, but be able to not let it get out of control and know, okay, I can have success for that. I mean, look at the numbers. I mean, you're already down 14 pounds in 10.5 weeks. Congratulations. And you still feel there's more that you can give on this and grow on that. So can you explain a little bit more about that and how excited you are for that in the future?
I'm excited to finally, at my age, say I know how to eat, or I'm learning finally how
these
to eat,
sustainable ways. Yeah.
you know?
And that's something now that you have forever moving forward. And we go over multiple times in this program that it's not a diet. This is not a
Right.
diet. It's not a diet. We don't expect you to stop these habits. In fact, the rest of your life, they'll be there. So you don't have to, worry about them in the future. And even if you do, I don't want to say fall off the wagon because we
Yeah,
don't
we
like
don't
to
like
use
to
that
use that.
term, but you know where to get back to get back, in that mindset. Okay, I know what my plate should look like. I already know that. And it worked before.
And this is opposed to some of the things that you mentioned in the past.
So
Of
back to
trying-
counting points or back to counting
points or
calories.
calories,
Right, yeah.
or taking these
Macros,
supplements.
yeah.
And when we go off those supplements, what do I do? Those methods are good for the time that you're in those programs, but the key to that is they're not sustainable for when you're off them, because they don't relate to real life. And that's what we have. That's what we have in this program here, is real life creation of skills and habits that will net you results now and in the future. So last thing I'll ask, Karyn, who would you recommend this program for?
Oh, all of my girlfriends that have also been at my side doing every diet under the planet.
Yeah.
It's great for even, like I have a couple of girlfriends who don't really work out, who are my age and say, I don't enjoy working out.
Yeah.
Baby steps.
And that's what it is. You're starting at the level that you're at. Physical activity will play a role. But we got to make sure that we're on point with so many aspects of health, wellness, nutrition. That's what we cover in this program. That's between physical activity, nutrition, sleep, stress levels, hydration, energy levels. All those things play a huge role. And the beauty of this is that you get to work at a level where you want to start from and what you're willing to do and build off from there. Not everybody can dive in fully. Like, you pretty much dove in quite a bit on all those areas, and you had some of the foundational phases down for some of those. But not everybody's like that. So I think it's a good thing to note for anybody who is looking to get the changes that they want to make and make them sustainable, that you start at the level that you're at, and we work with you personally on a daily basis to get you where you want to be based on what you're willing to do.
Yeah. And we always like to point out too that, and I hope that you get this from the program too, Karyn, is that our main focus here, while it is called a weight loss program, is health first, right? So
it's a byproduct. The weight loss is an added bonus and byproduct to doing all that. Go ahead.
Yep. And especially as we age as women, and this is a program kind of geared toward women over 35, because it just becomes that more important. I mean, you would talk about your girlfriends that don't work out. Well, it is uncomfortable, but the trade-off for the better health is really the best part of that. So I, applaud you for leading by example to these people that, can look at you and see your success and your health, and, hopefully in the future that they can, start making those changes for themselves.
Yeah. Leading by example is key, and it's especially hard when we have friends or loved ones that we care about. We can't force them to do the things that we want them to do. They have to be willing to want to make those changes.
Right.
Hopefully seeing your, inspiration and just knowing that you're working at the level that you're working at can motivate them at some point to say, hey, I can do that too, knowing that I can work at my own level and build up from there.
Yep.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Karyn, for taking the time to do this. We're so proud of you, so grateful to work with you and continue that success. I hope you have an amazing day. And we'll be talking to you in a few minutes, I'm sure, on the app to keep you going. All right.
All right. Thanks,
Thank you
guys.
so much.
Thank you.
Bye.